Hi there, I'm John from CNCKing.com, and today we're going to produce some custom metal tags out of 316 stainless steel. When it comes to metal fabrication, CNCKing.com can make it out of any kind of metal, alloy, any kind of thickness or gauge that you want, and we can make it any shape, any size that you want as well. The first step, of course, is waterjet cutting, and that's how we produce the outline. Now, of course, we can also use plasma, and we can also use a fiber laser or a CO2 laser to cut the metal. But we found for our applications, for the vast majority of them, when it comes to custom metal fabrication, the waterjet is fine, and it does a really good job, especially on the edge after it's been tumbled. Now, if you look behind me here, you'll notice that the window for my laser is actually green. And the reason for that green color is because we have a fiber laser in our CO2, and a CO2 of course, in our laser. And what that means is we don't have to use a special coating to produce a dark contrast on metal. We actually have a fiber laser that tempers and heats the steel or etches right into it to produce the contrast that you see here. After the waterjet cutting process, we have to clean up all the plates, and then generally what we do is we tumble it. Now for something larger or something where the customer doesn't want a tumbling, you end up with something like this here, which is my logo. And this here, you can definitely see a strong shine to it. That's because it's the raw stainless steel. Nothing's been done onto the surface of it other than the etching that you can see here and a protective coating over it so it doesn't fill up with fingerprints. If we do the tumbling, you'll notice that the result is a little bit more of a dull shine. It's kind of hard to show on the video, but it's not as a mirror-like polished finish as it is with my logo. When it comes to etching onto it, we can etch any font, any image, any size, any shape that fits on the tag. We can also etch both sides. And the advantage to fiber laser etching the 316 stainless steel in this case here is that nothing will fade, peel, or crack over time. If this was screen printed with this logo here, in this case here it's a project for barbecues, As soon as you put the barbecue up, all the vinyl is going to just burn off. It's going to come right off. If we use Cermark or other sort of bonding paste on it as well for outdoor use, just the heat variations from a barbecue would again remove the logo. There's nothing added to this metal, so the branding that you see on it will just stay there. You can easily clean it off using a brush. You can use anything you want on it. It's just permanently on the surface, or actually into the surface, in this case here for the etching. Customers, generally what ends up happening is that we need a certain volume of tags to make it cost effective, but then they got to realize which elements do they want cut through and which ones they want etched. Now again, going back to my logo here, I could have fiber etched the entire round here, not a problem, but if I'm going to cut through it, then I can't use the same fonts that I would use otherwise. Good reason for that is look at the O here. If I were to cut all the way through it, this inside part, I don't quite know how it's going to stand or hover in place. We live in a universe where the laws of physics dictate that this thing here will just fall through. But I think I have another O. Let me see here. Well, we got a B. And you notice the B is a stencil font, so the insides of the B don't fall out because they're supported by material both at the bottom and the top. So when it comes to custom fiber etching or custom metal fabrication, you have to decide which elements do you want cut through, if any. In this case here, for this project, we made two little holes here to be screwed into the barbecues that they're manufacturing. But We could have also done that with the logo, but they would have to make some design changes to the logo to make that work. So just something to consider when you hire CNCKing.com to cut your custom metal plaques. The reason why we use 316 stainless steel for this application here is because a lot of these tags will end up being near the ocean, and because of the salt water, if you use 304, it will start to corrode. 316 is not corrosion proof, it's more corrosion resistant than 304. Another thing to consider is even if you're on mainland, you're far away from any sort of saltwater ocean. If we did these tags here and you happen to be in a public pool with lots of chlorine, this thing, even if it's 304 stainless steel, it will still start to corrode. So in that case there, either we upgrade to 316 stainless steel and then put an industrial coating over it just for additional protection, or we do it in aluminum and then we anodize it and you end up with the same sort of resistance from the chlorine, because the anodizing just goes over the top of the aluminum that we can then etch. So looking for custom metal tag production, contact me at CNCKing.com.